Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream. Today, Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nano there. You can see we have partly cloudy skies, very little rain this morning. So we got the all-weather Tapeta on Main, and the track right now sealed. Brian, I'm sure it'll be fast once they open it up this afternoon. So going to be a great day of racing. We got a $100,000 gross jackpot guaranteed today.
Talk about it a lot. It grows quickly down here. We started with 50 yesterday, and what we also talk about is, and there you see Ronnie will have a ticket, race 6 it starts. It's a great time to get involved, Ron, because, you get a price or two at the most maybe. You can sweep this thing for a giant score.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it hit a lot of times before it gets to that, multi-million-dollar where everybody in America is playing. You got a chance. Hey, what's wrong with $100,000?
Get me out of a little hole this past couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe not. Maybe needs 200 grand, but that's the story for another day. Today, race number 1, about 1.70 miles on the Tapeta Maiden, claiming 2-year-old 16,000. It was a scratch of the morning line favorite, the number 4, Captain Anthony. There was not a lot of scratches. 2 other scratches on the whole card today, so it all stayed intact this afternoon, including Brian's early pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, I mean, I used them, but I wasn't putting them on top. So we go 4 deep in the opener, and what is a $36 sequence. Now, Downton Abbey in race 2. We got a replay coming up for that one on top. Spiteful Sis for me. My best bet of the day, Ronnie, trainer Danny Hertak's been just on such a tear, and he's solid off the claim. Our Adios Joe in race 4, and then the Hollywood Beach. I'm going to come back. Cheerful Charlie ran too good to lose 2 weeks ago. Boy, he's going to cut back. I'm right back with him.
Yeah, I like Cheerful Charlie in that race too. So getting back to race number 1, with about 54 minutes to post. The number 10, Heart Boy, is where I went, who's currently 7-5 on the board. This one is going to depart from the outside after rallying to finish an improved third when dropped to this level and distance last time out. It's Ronnie Spatz, Edgar Perez. Got to deal with the outside stalking trip, but I think he might run well today.
Yeah, I agree. My order was always the same. I didn't have Captain Anthony in the mix, so I had him 5th, excuse me. I just didn't like the post. It's one of the reasons I didn't put Heart Boy on top, Ron, but certainly with the 2 Tapeta routes under his belt now, he's got a huge, huge chance, and I'm certainly not playing a pick 5 without him.
We got our exacta flip-flopped in here. It said Florida Star is eligible to show more. I had some trouble at the start.
Yeah, we're going to show it from both angles, and my notes are simply there off you lose. I mean, that's exactly what this is. This horse was a 5-2 favorite, by the way, too, and you're going to see him. There it is right there. He's going to spot this field several lengths at the start, and, he's very, very slow into stride, and that's it. They're off. You lose. And here we're going to take a look at the head-on. Thanks, Bob. And it just, hops a little bit, tightened up on a little bit. And you want an education, Ronnie, you're going to get one when you break 3 or 4 lengths behind the field. We've talked a lot about winning on debut at 2 turns is not easy anyway. To his credit, he did pass a few horses. Second time for Rohan Crichton. Jaramillo sticks. I think there's reason to think this horse improves in a big, big way. Let's just hope this isn't a problematic thing developing. Let's break with the field today.
I think those are the logical 2 in the opening race there. We both used the 2 and the 5, and underneath. Race number 2, 1 mile, 1/16 about distance on the Tapeta, claiming fillies and mares 3 and up, non-winners of 2 in life, 35 down to 25. You went with the number 2 horse in here, and that is Downtown Tabby.
Yeah, let's take a look at this replay. I thought this Daughter of Exaggerator ran huge. Safi Joseph Jr. on debut. Now, finishing order in this race, 2, 1, 3, okay? So the 1 and the 3 are, just tripping out beautifully here. This is a first-time starter going a route of ground. We just mentioned how difficult that is. Look at this, dueling on the lead with a couple pressed to the outside. And now we're going to go fast forward a little bit, entering the far turn here. Now off the far turn, and we've got to shed everybody. And you're thinking like, okay, we're going to be 4th or 5th here. We're going to get swallowed up. No, she rebreaks and keeps on going, to her credit. And again, bottoming out the other horses. Ron, I thought this was a big effort, and I had in my notes a step-up candidate. Well, here we're going to step up today. We're going from 25 maiden clay numbers for 35. It's an aggressive rise. I'm right back with her on a horse that I think's got more to give.
And Ed Garzias will be in the saddle this afternoon, going for 2 in a row. What a great story with number 7, Wicked Wisdom. I don't know how great it's for Rashawn Creaky. This one claimed in 3 consecutive races. Now is back home and debuting on the Tapeta after Bob Hess Jr. halted her out of that second-place finish against 16 condition claimers, going a mile at Del Mar. And Rashawn had brought this horse out from Florida. Now comes back. Miguel Vasquez rides. We'll call it this one as it gets all the frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wow, August 25th at Del Mar, 10-8 at Hollandale Beach. Bobby does a solid job off the claim, 13%. Obviously, he was out in California, saw something that he liked there, and now he's going to claim her right back on the Tapeta. So maybe he saw this horse when he was here over the summer or early championship meet, I don't know, and said, you know what, I'd like to take a shot at her on the Tapeta because here she is today.
Tisanov tried non-winners of 2 today after knocking on the door consecutive route races against those 20 condition claimers. A logical contender.
Logical contender. There's a reason why I have her in second. A big one for here, 28.
Race 3 this afternoon. We're going to the main track today. 6 furlongs maiden, claiming fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Nice full field of 10. And you went with the number 8 horse in here. I had a little further down, and that is Spiteful Sis.
You know, Diane Marisi, I believe, was 0 for 23 or 0 for 24 off the claim. And now you look at the stat, and it's 2 for 27. So Barn has definitely picked it up. And I think this might be a good claim here because she claimed this daughter of Country Day off Mike Yates off a little bit of a freshening. Bless you, my buddy.
Excuse me.
And now we're going to go second off. We're going to go off the claim for a barn that's caught fire a little bit here of late. Lightly raced. We've only run 2 times. And let's be honest, Ron, I don't know who you went with the 8. You went with the 4, excuse me. That's a first-time starter because I think you probably feel the same way. There's nobody to be scared of in here.
Exactly right. Perfect set. We're talking about the number 4. It's the daughter of Cat's My Song by Unbridled Song, debuting for Jose D'Angelo. And I just said in my analysis, an ideal spot for a first-time starter to succeed. Gets Lasix, Jose Morelos. And, I think it's a logical contender in there. And I wanted to just touch on the one that we both have in third, Yaloma, who's dropping to this level and debuting on the main track after showing speed and retreating. And that was a pair of 25 sprints going at 5.5 furlong distance on the all-weather. So I looked up Ronnie Spat's sat. 50% drop in claiming price, 8 for 48, 17%, 46% in the money, 171. Just does a good job. What that points out to me, he knows where to spot his horses.
I think that's well said, and it's gone astray out of a Wildcat Air mare. Certainly, the main track is well within this pedigree, and the drop's got to play. And the thing I do like too, Ron, she showed speed on Tapeta. Hopes that she can keep it here because the rail's a little tricky.
Let's go to race number 4 this afternoon, and this one here is going to be a 6 furlong sprint. These are maiden claiming 2-year-olds, $25,000. Once again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. No scratches in the race, and you went with this was your best bet or single today?
Best bet and single.
Oh, our adios joke from Dan Hertak.
Trainer Danny Hertak does a really, really good job, and it's not a huge sample, but we'll bring up your stat first because here it is. It's a limited sample, admittedly, but boy, Danny does such a good job here off the claim.
Yeah, 3 for 11 is just over the past year, with a positive return of investment. He's in money. The in the money is interesting to me. It's lower, but it looks like he wins or they don't run. Me.
That's exactly what that is because it's the same percentage. That's funny. Well, let's hope our Adios Joe wins because trainer Danny Hertak has been really, Ron, since the start of the year, really. It ended the championship meet, kept right on into the Royal Palm meet. Trainer Danny Hertak has been firing. I like the outside attack post for this horse, too.
Now it's Danny Hertak. The number 2, Macazan is where I went. Most to the Oscar Gonzalez barn after the claim stretches out to 3/4 of a mile. Prompted the pace, finished second in front of a pair of next out winners, easy for me to say, in that 16 maiden sprint, contested at 5.5 furlongs. Oscar Gonzalez has not had a good summer campaign, but this guy's a decent trainer. And I just think that, you can understand why a lot of people might fade him a little bit. Yeah, but I think this horse could run well. Our adios show for all the reasons you mentioned. Then the inside horse, National Unity, dropping to the 25 level. Distant second against 50. 2 starts back. They try state bred. They're putting this horse all over the place.
Yeah, and the rail's a little tricky for a horse like this, too. But I think at least, if nothing else, this is probably a good level for him. In for a quarter. They tried him a couple times in special weights. Give him credit for that. Grand Slash 2 back was a rousing winner. So, yeah, he seems to be with some friends today.
Feature race time is race number 5, right before the Rainbow Six. On this one is going to be about 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. 2-year-olds, it's the $65,000, the Hollywood Beach. And you and I both went with Cheerful Charlie, who's cutting back to 5.5 furlongs again.
Yeah, I could have shown this replay, but I didn't want to break anyone's heart again because he ran so good. He deserved to win. I mean, credit to Lights of Broadway. We've got to say that up front. But, boy, this horse did all the dirty work, kicked clear in mid-stretch and just got absolutely nailed on the wire. He's going to come back on 2 weeks. He's going to go from about 8.5 to 5. This is a snappy 5, but he is well drawn. And I think the good thing, too, is he's shown 2 and 3 back. He can sprint, too.
Yeah, no, that was the key for me to put this horse on top. You know, you had to prove to me because what you were talking about was that root race a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, how could you not root for Louis Oliveras? Used to be a perennial top 10 trainer over at Calder years and years ago. And he doesn't have many horses. So, and you're absolutely right. Boy, this horse, that was a tough beat last time out. Lionel Reyes handling, we'll call it the classic turnback move today.
Yeah, hopefully. And he's going to be he's well drawn to be outside some of the speed in here. We'll show you some stats later. You know you want to be close at this trip.
Well, you put the number 4, Take Care of Business, I think paid over $100 last time out.
He's not going to pay over $100 today. But what I do think is that the public's going to see that 66 to 1 last time, and they're going to think it's a fluke. He ran pretty big, Ron, and he earned it on the square because, as we've talked about, I know they went crazy fast early. It's tough to run down horses on the Tapeta, sprinting 5. He did it. Maybe he just likes this track, this course quite a bit, and you're going to get fair value on him. I'm going to use him right back. I understand maybe that was a total fluke. I'm taking that effort a little, maybe I'm believing it a little more than maybe the betting public will.
And the number 5 horse, Wide West, the Irish bred, is stepping up to face winners after parlaying that speed bias on the Tapeta into that maiden special weight score over a pair of next out winners for Tommy Proctor. Here's a horse, proven commodity, sprinting on the Tapeta, beat a couple of next out winners. Edwin Gonzalez going for 2 in a row. I think a major player in the spot.
Yeah, and he did well to draw outside a lot of that inside speed, and he ran good last time to win. Yes, we're facing winners, but a lot of these horses have to handle that today too. And he's got some experience in the fact that he is, like I said, again, outside the other inside speed is a big coup for him.
What do you do with the 2 Face of Airy who's getting tested for class today after showing a fondness for sprinting on the Tapeta? He won his debut by, about 9 lengths, 8 or 9 lengths in there for Carlos Perez. MCL Jaramillo is going to be playing Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, I would think so. And this is a speed rider who's very, very adept at getting horses to break. But again, Ronnie, he was in for a quarter, and they bet him that day too. I don't know if they snuck one by or what. We'll see today. He's going to have to do it the hard way, though.
Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow Six ticket.
We're ready for the start. They're off.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Brian. 6th race today. We're going to stretch it out to about 1 mile and a 16th on the Tapeta maiden special weight 2-year-olds. Full field of 9 will go to the post with no scratches, jockey changes. Let's take a look at my $43.20 ticket. Back to, I think it's a wide open affair today, so I was just all over the place. I'm hoping I got it right. We'll talk about the 6th race in a moment. 7th race, just 2 for me. My Hard Knock and Vinny Van Gogh and Royal Squeeze. Talking about Hard Knock is 10 10-year-old in race number 8. Just 3 deep in there, but I think the top picks is Nick's Bro in there, but I use Royal Quality and Song Runner. In race number 9, got my long shot today, 20-1 on the morning line. Ratid, I think it's pronounced. Turning back to 6 furlongs. Got a stat I'll show you on Ronaldo Riches. In race number 10, I'm a little light here, but I wanted to keep my ticket affordable. I went with J.P. Hellish and Farm Boy for Diane Morisi. And then in race number 11, just 2 deep with my Billy Boy, who I like a lot today, and Marley Luck. So got my long shot in that situation. See how it plays out. No easy way to start it.
No, this is a board race, and what we mean by that is make sure you check the tote board here, and that's the good positive about starting the Rainbow Six with this race. An absolute slew of first-time starters, several of which could be live and taking money. You want to pay attention.
The number 9, you started it off with Prudencio, of course, a half-brother to superstar Matt Latruska.
Yeah, he's got to do a little work to get to her level. But I had this horse last time, and I was actually a little surprised when I looked at this race and said, I'm going to pick him. I think the stretch to 2 turns is the key here. By Arrogate, out of the mare that dropped Latruska, and we know how great she is going along. Now we're going to stretch out. We're going to get 2 turns, and I'm hoping, Ronnie, Tapita as well, but the 2 turns is what I really hope signals a not form reversal. The horses run okay, puts him over the top.
Yeah, I went with a first-time starter in here. You have in second, and I have on top Shockwave is Ken Ramsey, homebred son of More Than Ready, debuting for Saffie Joseph Jr., 12 Palm Meadow workout showing in preparation for the Colts' career debut. Tough going a mile in the 16th on the Tapita. Edgar Zayas rides. Prudencio, I think I picked in all 3 starts, and that's why I sort of backed off a little bit. Not been good to me. And then all of a sudden, the 7 in there is also from Ramsey and Saffie Joseph Jr., and that is Looking for Roses.
So I don't know anything about anything here, but I'll ask you the same question. I mean, I picked Shockwave over Looking for Roses because Edgard's here. I mean, I don't like to play that game too much, but
that's what I did, and I tried to separate them looking at the works. They didn't they have a lot of works, both of them, but didn't work together every single time. And it just looked like the workout pattern for Shockwave. And this is all guesswork.
Yes.
If you don't see them in person, that was a little bit better. But Prudencio, for all the reasons that Brian mentioned, of course, being a half to Latruska. Race number 7 this afternoon, 5 1/2 furlongs. These are claim is 3 and up, $6,250. And, of course, this kicks off our late pick 5 today. Interested to see how you put your ticket together.
$36, and we'll rip the Band-Aid off right quick in the opener with a single in race number 8. The top pick is number 7, Papa Jojo, another Saffie Lionel horse, and 4 deep in race 9. This is my long shot down inside with the 1, Cajun Spice. 2 deep, Ronnie, in the 10th. Did you come up with your long shot too? Yeah, Rathi, that's right. Your long shot in there too.
Yeah.
So it's a wide open race. In race 10, I'll go number 2, Farm Boy. We've got a replay coming up there, and then to get out for the Chief, a firster. Maybe I'm trying to be a little cheeky here. Fernando Abreu with a firster.
We are not in agreement at all.
I like that.
I like that. So race number 7 today is 5 1/2 furlongs on the main track. Claimers 3 and up, $6,250. I went with my old buddy Vinny Van Gogh, the number 6, to try and make it 2 in a row. And I thought the big key for this horse last time was the big drop in competition. He dropped to this level, and he scored much the best in there for Jose Garofalo, Lionel Reyes, handling the mini turn back to 5 1/2 furlongs. I think the drop was key to get this horse back on track.
All right, so you're going with the drop, and you're not worried about regression because that race seems like way up here.
Yeah, but I think because of the level, he just said I can beat these horses.
Yeah.
But the way I was thinking is this is my level,
right,
and I can handle them, through the years, so I threw that one on top. Now, you did go with North Caucus. That's your single in your late pick 5.
Well, it's kind of exactly what you went with Vinny Van Gogh. He needed the drop, and it looks like this horse is now streaking, and maybe he needed the dirt. I don't know, but he's won 2 in a row. He seems to still be on the improve. I like this spot here. They're just, they claim this horse for a quarter. They're out with this horse. He's won 2 races. He's going to sit the right kind of trip. And to me, Ron, too, it was a race where, again, I didn't really trust Vinny Van Gogh. I'm going to take the horse that's coming in really good form.
The number 4, Royal Squeeze, is a reclaim by owner-trainer Gary Jackson. He was gone one time. Yeah. Gary said, no, you don't have this horse, this 10-year-old. He's a hard knocker, and he's turning back after prompt into pace and finishing 3rd as the favorite. That was going 7/8. New Old Connections have Miguel Vasquez at the top. Just a 17-time winner. And, I'm so happy that Gary went back and just grabbed his horse back.
15 for 46 on our main track. How cool is that? 17, like Ronnie said, and he's been in very, very good form. 10-year-old gelded son of Wildcat Air. You got to root for these types.
Oh, without a doubt, they're the lifeblood of this game. Race number 8 this afternoon, 5.5 furlongs, about distance on Topita. This is maiden, optional claimant, 3-year-olds and up. They're not a Florida bred. They run for 40,000. Here's one of those scratches. Scratch the number 3, Capture the Laughter. Let's kick it off with your horse in here, 7, Papa Jojo, who used.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything too clever going on here. It's just a dropper coming out of open maiden special weight races, and now we're in for the 40. Has not really run overly well, and this just might be the right spot. We tried Topita on debut, and then we went to dirt. Now we're back to Topita. He was 9-5 on debut on the Topita, and that race with Neophyte and a next out winner in Axtell was pretty live.
I tried and beat it with the number 4 here, and you have in second.
Yep.
And, I didn't use the 7. I just thought I didn't like the way it ran the last time trying to beat it. Nick's Bro, beaten less than a length, went third in his career debut at this distance we're talking about. Turns back, sort of a sightseeing trip, going a mile 70 yards on the Topita. What I like about this, Ralph Nix readied him for the turn back with back-to-back bullet workouts. So he drilled some speed into this horse after trying to distance the ground. And Ralph's pretty good with horses turning back in distance.
Yeah, I agree. He's clearly the horse to beat. If he runs back to that debut, they won't beat him because that was a really, really strong effort. Note, too, he was 2-1 that day. Ralph's not a guy necessarily going to crank him up that much, so yeah, I think he's clearly the one to deny in here.
And how about number 10, Royal Quality, now listed as a gelding? This is a $400,000 Son of Quality Road. Makes his first start since finishing third, going 5 in the Topita back in July. 14% Mark Cassie is with this type of layoff. Edwin Gonzalez, boy, they had to geld this horse $400,000.
I got to believe he was not too nice to be around at the barn because you kind of hinted, wink, wink, hint, hint there that was not the plan when you pay almost $500,000 to have to geld this horse. But all kidding aside, with that being said, this is a major equipment change that can really, really wake horses up.
Yeah, I think this is another one of those wide open affairs in race number 9. And you can just copy what I just said to race number 9 this afternoon, because this one is 6 furlong claimer, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 races in life, $6,250. Another full field in here. We'll go with my long shot first and then yours in second. And I'll tell you about the Ratid, who drops, turns back to 6 furlongs today after following. Now he's got a $12,500 maiden score going 7 furlongs. Now he comes back, he sets the pace, but he stops against 12.5 claimers going to 1 turn mile. Really respect the work that Ronaldo Riches is doing. Leading rider Miguel Vasquez is going to jump aboard. And here's that stat I was talking about just over the past year. Ronaldo Riches going from route to sprint, all levels. He's not 4 for 9, 44%, and 67% in the money, and 9.18. Someone is the return of investment or something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so, I'm taking a shot. Now let's hear about old Cap. I love when we have dueling long shots. Let's hear about Captain Spice. Cajun Spice.
Cajun Spice. And your horse is dangerous. And for a barn, I'm going to try tomorrow at a decent price. You're going to hopefully get a decent price with that one. Cajun Spice, I feel like he's not that far, is not that far out of this race, and you're going to get a square number on her. She's got comparable figures. She's been running 15s and 16s on the dirt, okay? The Topita races weren't that pretty. The 2 dirt races to look at, not that bad. Puts her in the mix here. I'm just doing the same thing my partner's doing. I'm trying to come up with something a little off the wall a little bit because it is that kind of race.
Yeah, this is where you got to take those shots. What about the number 10 in here? I don't even know what this is. This one is fit. No, wait. Number 10 is 8th of all. This is the favorite. McGurt's dropping to the 6,250 level, debuting on the main track after that inconsistent pair against 12.5 claimers sprinting on the Topita. Yeah, okay. You got to prove something to me, so that's why we both look for long shots in this race.
Without a doubt. You're not a tennis fan, are you?
No.
Muguruza.
Muguruza? Who's that?
She's, I believe, a 3-time Grand Slam. Wimbledon, French Open. She's all right.
Yeah, I'm not a tennis fan. So Muguruza.
Muguruza, and,
what's her first name?
Garbine.
Sorry, Garbine.
I don't know how big you are in Spain.
No,
so.
I said sorry.
Okay.
The number 5, she's out of here, is another getting some needed class relief after following her open length 12.5 score with a chase and fade outing. Going, 12.5, that's what's happening in this race. Everybody's looking for the proper level.
if you're looking at this card today and you say, give me a race where someone's paying $32, this is the race.
Yeah, so we'll see how it plays. That's a good race. It's great that it's in the Rainbow Six and the late pick 5 situation. Race number 10 this afternoon, about 1 mile 70 yards on the Tapeta. Allowance optional claimer. State bred 3-year-olds and up. Optional tag of 20,000. Scratch the 8 Starship Abraham. You went with the 2 Farm Boy for Diane Marisi.
Yeah, so here's a replay to show because Farm Boy, Impressive Speed, and Stat are all coming out of this race. Here's Stat on the lead. Here's Impressive Speed down inside. Farm Boy, wider and widest. Here he is trying to loop the entire field. And I thought this was a really, really good effort, Ronnie, to be beaten just a neck. Look how much ground this horse is going to lose. He lost it early. He lost it often. Stat down on the inside. Impressive Speed. To me, if Impressive Speed was going to win, this was it. He had to win this race. Look how wide Farm Boy was, and he gets beaten a neck. I'm back with him today. I hope he can save some ground down inside for Diane Marisi. And this is a tough race, too, to have in this Rainbow, to have in this late 5. But Farm Boy, to me, Ron, ran a winning race.
Yeah, I mean, he ran a very good race. I got him prominently on my ticket, too. But I did go with the 5, J.P. Hellish, who's making his local return on the Tapeta after ending that turf campaign at Monmouth with a set-to-pace second behind that repeat winner, Montauk Summer. Another horse also came out of that race to win. It was a $22,000 claimer going 9 furlongs on the grass for Frank Russo. Lionel Reyes handling the surface switch this afternoon. Farm Boy, J.P. Hellish, that's the 2 I used on my ticket.
And welcome back to Frank Russo, who we saw do some good things during the championship meet. A New Jersey, Mid-Atlantic kind of guy. It's a barn to get familiar with. We talked about Top Fletcher coming back yesterday. Frank Russo now bringing some horses down. This is a barn that's going to win races here at Gulfstream Park.
And what about that 6 horse in here, Capture Me?
Yeah, I like the tactical speed. I like the outside post. This horse ran a 7 last time on the Thoroughgrass. A very, very fast race. This was the first time facing winners for Liam McCannis. That's a big step up, and he answered it.
Let's go to race number 10. Race number 11. We already went to we're almost done. Wow. I'm going to go to race number 11. If I could switch this page here. It's a little damp out on the stage here today. Race number 11.
And it's not because you spilled your water.
No, I didn't spill my water today. I've been very good. My only faux pas is not knowing tennis players today, which is pretty good for me. 11th race, about 5.5 on the Tapeta, so we're ending it with a sprint maiden special weight 2-year-olds. Hey, we're not making it easy today. A full field of 10 with no scratches.
You said it. I mean, I went with For the Chief, and I'm interested to see how this horse looks because they paid a big number for a Gervin, and the Gervins have been very, very precocious.
Right.
The dam was 0 for 9, and when I say 0 for 9, I mean 0 for 9. I don't think she beat a horse, Ron. 7th foal. The others really were not runners. None of them won on debut. But here's this one, this colt, that they paid a good price for as a 2-year-old, and he's got a bullet work on the Tapeta.
He's got 2 bullet works.
Two bullet works, thank you.
2 bullet works on the Tapeta, and I might have missed this horse one, and now you explained it. I just think that he's going to run exceptionally well. The barn is not known to have them, first-time starters win, but this is a spot, where you think a first-time starter may get it. I went with the 7, my Billy Boy. Second behind, next out, stakes winning Monsieur Coco, sprinting on the Tapeta 2 starts ago, so it shows to me this horse has a touch of class. Now turns back after that, set the pace against the bias and weaken out and going 1 mile 70 yards on the surface for Terry Pompey. Miguel Vasquez turned back in distance, so Monsieur Coco comes back, wins the stake. This one's right there with it.
And he's up at Keeneland tomorrow in a big stake. Right. Mariachi Crush, another horse for Fausto Gutierrez, and Lights of Broadway wins the stakes 2 Saturdays ago. This horse has been keeping very, very good form.
And the morning line favorite in there we'll touch on next. Christensen is the most seasoned runner in the field, stretches out. He set the pace, finished second, going 5 on the Tapeta. Victor Barboza, MSCL Jaramillo, 6th career start.
Yeah, we got to show the replay. That's right,
Yeah.
because this horse ran huge last time.
Yeah.
You don't have to like him here. You can try to fade him here. He ran huge last time. So here's Christensen, the 7. Here's Marley Luck, actually, is in here, too, down on the rail in this race, but he's a 9 here. Okay, Christensen is going to bottom out this field entering the far turn. He's just going to get nailed by an off-the-pace winner. But this is early, and you can see the duel with Marley Luck, down inside another Fausto horse in St. George Stable. Now we're going to shed Marley Luck, and we're going to try to, we think we're winning here, but then we're going to get run down. But I just thought this was a huge, huge effort. He's now run fast 2 times in a row. Both starts sprinting on the Tapeta. They do have to beat him in here, but you also don't have to love him in here, Ron.
Yeah, he's the one to beat without a doubt. Marley Luck, as you mentioned, stretching out. I thought it was an okay performance for him, for Fausto Gutierrez. Not a limited sampling, 17% with horses making their second start. Luca Panici in the saddle.
Yeah, and we've seen those Fausto second-time starters really, really wake up down here, especially for St. George Stables. So look for an improvement. The rail is a little sticky spot, though.
That is the 11 race card so far, but of course we are not done. We have our lightning round to take a look at, and boys, we've had some good news over the last couple of days.
Yeah, and I was talking about it this morning. Obviously, we talked about it yesterday, the big purse influx, not only for the championship meet, but starting right around December 1st in the Sunshine meet, and I just think the trickle-down effect of all of it is going to be huge. You get new barns, deeper races. We've got the return to turf, and it just means the betting pools, the returns to the bettors are going to be huge. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic winter campaign, and it's kicking off December 1st.
Yeah.
Championship meet is not till December 26th, but we're raising purses December 1st, and that's when we're going back to the turf course, and I can't wait for that, to have some turf racing here. I mean, that's what Gulfstream is all about in the winter. Oh, Todd Pletcher won?
Yeah, congratulations to him, and Hoax got it done in race 3 by about that much. We'll show the replay here, and gutted it out, and it was too close to call for me. Hoax the 12, and Angie from Colm down on the inside.
Yeah, typical. This was a really good finish in this race. Everybody, I didn't know who won, to tell you the truth. We had to watch it a couple of times. Won that thing by a nostril. And your best bet today?
Yeah, my best bet today is trainer Danny Hertak, our Adios Joe.
Yeah, 7-2. How could you not? Our Adios Joe in race number 4. Mine comes in race number 5. I think Cheerful Charlie's going to run exceptionally well for Louis Oliveras. Long shot for you?
Dueling long shots, buddy. Race 9 for me, down inside the 1, Cajun Spice.
And I went with the 20-1 shot in here, and that is Ratid, who I think is going to run well with the turn back for Ronaldo Richards.
Yes.
And what else we got going here?
Well, we've talked quite a bit about how our championship meet horses have gone around the country and just won a lot of graded stakes, and I think Regal Glory is none more so than her. Kind of really started that off in a good way, winning the Pegasus World Cup filly and mare turf, and she did it basically looping, lapping, running backwards over this field. She was awesome, and she's going to take all the beating in a Grade 1 at Keeneland today.
Yeah, she's pretty tough. I liked her too, and I forgot about Shifty She, how good that horse was all winter long. So great to see that one, and they're running today at Keeneland.
Yeah, and the Weah, if you're not familiar, those are win and you're in races for the Breeders' Cup. Sister track out in California. Santa Anita's got 3 of them today, and here's another championship meet horse going out there. Family Way won the Orchid here, and here you're going to see it here, and she's front and center in the Rodeo Drive, a Grade 1 out there today for Brendan Walsh.
Yeah, ran exceptionally well in this race. Was 9-5 that day. Brendan Walsh, one of my favorite guys and trainers. So a nice way to end the lightning round with a nice win by Family Way. So good luck with your selections today. Brian and I will be back here in a couple of moments with race number 1.